Jesus. Well, the rancher said I could expect to see some hogs in this area of the property, and sure enough, driving in, I spied 4 small hogs ducking to the woods about right here. So I got set up in this field, and a little while after dark, looking off to the west, spied hogs through the trees back in the field over here. I'd hoped to be getting a shot at with my Lone Star Armory TX15 multi-purpose carbine enhanced. Then I'm going to be shooting some 6.5 Grendel Remington Core-Lokt bullets loaded by Druid Hill Armory into Starline brass that my buddy Dinny provided for me. Now, wind really isn't a problem at this point. The trees in the foreground are, but it looks like I've got maybe 2 larger hogs and a bunch of piglets. So I'm going to start with this sow right here. She slowly goes down. Picking up the piglets turns out to be more difficult than expected because of the high grass and the tree limbs. I overled with that shot. Picked up that one. And then again, the high grass and the tree limbs are getting in the way. So at this point I'm just scanning for targets, waiting to see if any others materialize. Now, some of you are probably wondering why I just didn't blast away at the piglets, and that is because there is hunting gear off in the direction that I'm shooting. It's off to the side, but I don't want to be randomly shooting in this direction. Alright, the one piglet that I'd shot stood up again, so I dropped it with the second shot, and it's down for good. With no more targets, I went over and found my sow, found the one piglet, was looking for a second piglet that I thought I might have shot, when I heard noises coming from the woods in the opposite direction. So I grabbed my shooting sticks that I had placed over the sow to mark her location. Got set up on the shooting sticks. And it looks like the rest of the piglets are coming out of the woods. And I didn't get proper lead on that piglet, but fortunately it's going to come back. And so I'm going to drop this one right here. But I'm not going to show this because it is not YouTube friendly, nor was that shot. You can check that out on Carpe Analysis, the Trauma Diaries channel, where I have it as an age-restricted video.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
So I came away with a 140-pound sow and 4 piglets. And while I was finishing up here, my partner Ben, who had spent the day sighting in at my place, decided to hunt in my stand where he spied some hogs coming in after dark out here by the feeder that's out here about 100 yards. Now he's going to be shooting a new Hogster Stimulus, which is a new entry-level thermal. Now this thermal does not actually record, so he's got a handheld camera held up behind the scope, giving you some idea of the imagery that can be seen through the scope. This really doesn't do it justice, but it does show you that he can readily identify these hogs coming in at over 100 yards. Looks like he's got a pretty good sounder. He isn't going to be able to shoot like this, so he's going to have to put down the video camera and then work on taking some hogs. And as it turns out, he managed to come away with a 90-pound boar and a 110-pound sow at my place. Well, we finally got together, checked several other properties before arriving here. We've actually pulled into the gate and both spotted these hogs off to the side behind the pipe and sucker rod fence. Now at this point, Ben has chosen to run his second rig, which involves a 30 Remington AR with a 20-inch barrel shooting horn of the SST 125 grain ammunition. And he's going to be running a new Pulsar Trail 2 XQ50 laser rangefinder thermal weapon sight, which I really like because it has these nice fine crosshairs unlike my Trigicon. And at this point we have a problem with dealing with where the hogs are relative to the fence and where we're standing. And because of the height of the scope over the barrel, we're actually in jeopardy of shooting the top bar of the fence from this position. So we're actually going to move forward and set up on the fence itself. And that's what we've done right here. We're actually using the sucker rods to support our rifles.
Are we taking the 2?
Yeah, we may as well take the 2. I'll take the one on the left.
Okay, I got the one on the right.
I'm gonna wait till mine turns.
Yep.
And there's another one out there somewhere.
Yeah, I can barely see him.
Now yours is not turned. Okay, he's coming in from the right, the other one.
I got a broadside.
Says 95 yards. Ready when you are.
Shoot ready?
Shooter ready.
3, 2.
It's running right.
I lost him.
I don't know that he ever came out again. Safe? Okay, I got him. I got him.
We got movement. Dang.
Thanks to Ben's sharp eye and fast shooting, we managed to get all 3 hogs, but I'd like to talk about something that went on during the course of his shooting, where he's using the laser rangefinder. This is on the last hog. He switched to the laser rangefinder mode, which is great because he can still use picture-in-picture at the same time that he's ranging the hog. Now he's drifting across the trees, and he's got a distance of 130 yards for the hog, but just a slight movement right here, and you'll see that the distance drops to 18 yards. Why is that? Well, he's not ranging the hog any longer. He's actually ranging some limbs that are between him and the hog. So what's the cautionary tale here? Well, the cautionary tale is that you need to be smarter than your equipment. I've seen this several times in the field with people using laser rangefinders, whether it's on their weapon sights or handheld units. They get a range to something and it's completely wrong because they're not actually ranging the target that they think that they're ranging something else. Obviously, Ben realized the difference between a hog at 130 yards and a hog at 18 yards, but had this been a hog at 330 yards and his rangefinder said 218 yards, he might have had a problem if he was trying to do the appropriate holdover, compensating for bullet drop at that distance. So once again, it's important to know what you're laser ranging. Carpe sus, my friends.